$16.50 PWAM, 1650 PWAM Pro Wrestling and more. Tonight you're going to get some pro wrestling talk, and a lot of good pro wrestling talk, I think, because we got 2 episodes of CWF Worldwide to cover. We got the 2 Chapel Hill shows. How fitting is it, Jeff, that Jeff Edwards is with us from Bleeding for Truth, by the way, as always. And how fitting is it, Jeff, that we kind of fell behind in the 2 shows that we have to catch up on tonight are the 2 shows from Chapel Hill. I thought it was kind of ironic.
It was kind of like we planned it.
Kind of like we planned it.
Kind of. But we didn't, but hey, it worked out that way.
So the first show from Chapel Hill, which aired last Wednesday, which was May 31st, opened up with the lovely CL Party welcoming us to Worldwide. And I want to get your thoughts here, because this is one of the very few times that CWF goes outside the Sportatorium. I think they only go to Chapel Hill maybe once or twice a year. They ran an outdoor show last year at I want to say it was a Lions Club, I believe it was. But what are your thoughts here of seeing CWF outside that sacred Sportatorium?
Well, as a new viewer, Joe, I would say that I kind of like that Sportatorium look. And it took me, a little bit of time to adjust my eyes to seeing it in a gymnasium. Not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying it was different. It took me a minute to adjust.
I'll agree with that. And it also, the acoustics of the building are different. Some things echoed, including the commentary in some spots. I don't know if that was an audio problem with being, having the traditional audio equipment outside of your normal element. It's tough to get that dialed in.
Yes.
And, it's nice to see. It looks like they actually had a full crowd compared to last year's Chapel Hill show. May have been the same amount, but I remember watching the Chapel Hill show last year from them and thinking, man, they barely drew anything. This year it was a packed house, and it was nice to see. So they had Chet Sterling versus, let me see. Sorry. My notes here are just freaking scribble-scrabbled from this morning.
It was Andrews.
And Eric Andrews, thank you. Mm-hmm. Sorry, the scroll wheel went down right as I was looking for it. I thought this was a very good match, one of the best showings that I've seen. Chet Sterling, for me, keeps growing on me the more I see him. And it shouldn't be, I've been going there for about 2.5 years now, and it shouldn't take this long for the guy to grow on me. Mm-hmm. But I really like Chet Sterling in this match. I'll let you go first here. What were your thoughts on Eric Andrews? Again, it's a rematch from last week, champion versus champion. You had the L2J champion versus the TV champion, but what were your thoughts on this match?
I think these guys have good chemistry together. That's the thing. You see two matches in 2 weeks, and I think I want to see another one. I think they really have a good chemistry together. Going back to last night's show, though, Joe, did you happen to notice the hair flipping today?
Yes, I did, and it annoyed the piss out of me. And I think, and I don't know whether or not, there's a couple things from last night we have to address. Okay. One of which is that hair flipping, because I didn't really notice it from Eric Andrews until last night, and now it's all I fucking noticed out of Eric Andrews, thanks to you, Jeff.
That's exactly what I was saying last night. Yes.
But the problem is if you hadn't have said anything, I probably wouldn't have noticed you.
Yeah.
So, another thing, we got a tweet from...
A tweet.
We got a couple tweets here from Cecil Scott, the color commentator for CWF Mid-Atlantic. He said, just to clarify on point of commentary, when I said it might be an unknown guy who takes the title off of Trevor Lee, it is to say that it could be the person that Trevor hasn't had a chance to prepare for. So a little bit of clarification there from Cecil Scott, and I kind of get what he means by that.
Okay, all right.
It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. But getting back to this week, I told...
The preparation word there is key.
Yeah, I told Seabear we would mention it, and that, we stand corrected. I get his point on that.
Sure.
Getting back to this week, though, any other thoughts here before I rant away at this match?
No, go ahead. Rant away, because I got to tell you, Joe, I took a lot of notes on the main event show, Saturday Night CWF show. Mm-hmm. And then I watched this, and my notes started getting smaller and smaller.
I know, me too.
So too. Go ahead if you want to rant.
I don't know whether that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it means that we're watching the product and we're so entailed in the product that we don't want to stop and take notes.
Exactly.
So we encourage you guys, while this is an after show and while we do give our thoughts on these, we really do encourage you to go to youtube.com/CWF Mid-Atlantic and watch these shows. Watch it with us. I have no problem in telling people, hey, if we do this live because there is a community out there who watches the show live, and we are hoping that they're tuning in live afterwards, kind of, now that we're having to go on about a half an hour late, to, share their thoughts and everything with us here in the YouTube chat room and on Twitter with us. And even if you're watching this show on a tape delay, we encourage you to watch this show before you listen to us, I think is what I'm trying to get at here.
Yes.
I have here the Chet Sterling kip up into an arm drag really impressed me. And the missile drop kick, they made it on commentary. He grazed him. He didn't hit him at all. But Eric,
I'll tell you what, though, that's a good cover job by those guys.
Oh yeah, very good, very good.
They didn't leave them hanging out there to dry, so that was good. And
kudos to Eric Andrews for selling it like it was a full-on hit anyway.
Well, he kind of stumbled backwards.
Yeah.
He didn't totally take it full on, so I thought that was good by him.
And I have a couple things here. Robbie Walsh, once again, damn good referee. I gotta have a Robbie Walsh mention every now and then, because it's just him and Red are probably the two best referees that they had or have. Kane Justice was a good referee in his day. Very young. I used to pick on him a lot, but now for seeing what they have now, it's Red and Robbie Walsh is the two I recognize the most. I mentioned something last night about Eric Andrews needing new ring gear. He had new ring gear.
Yes, he did, Joe.
Blue boots and different ring gear. And I put here too many hair flips.
Too many hair flips.
That's what I have here.
Some people don't like dives. We don't like hair flips.
Yeah. ... hair flip. Hashtag hair flips. Anyway, Chet Sterling. You remember the movie Beyond the Mat?
Yeah.
And you remember the scene where they go to All Pro Wrestling and God, I forget the name. Roland Alexander was the Carney. They kind of depicted him as the Carney wrestling promoter for All Pro Wrestling. Mm-hmm. And he brung Michael Modest and Tony Jones were the two, proteges, and he took them to a WWE tryout and all this.
Yep. Okay.
And there was a famous line from that movie, and I put it down here, that Chet Sterling has Michael Modest syndrome. And the famous line from that movie is, he's too big to be a cruiserweight and he's too small to be a heavyweight. And
that's an interesting...
he has that Ultra J title, so he has like the cruiserweight title. But he's too big of a guy to be a cruiserweight, to be pigeonholed like that. He's too good to be pigeonholed like that. He doesn't do a whole lot of high flying. I mean, there's times where he dives into the crowd, but I don't consider Chet Sterling a cruiserweight, but I wouldn't consider him a heavyweight either,
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy who in New Japan would maybe be light heavyweight, I guess you would put it.
He'd be a junior?
Or junior heavyweight, maybe?
Probably. But I see your point. Yeah, I totally see your point. He's kind of stuck in between.
And I love the fact when they were going Chet Sterling's not sweating too much. He may have came into... I've never heard this before. Chet Sterling, he's not sweating a whole lot. He may be dehydrated before he came into the match, and that's why he's so tired.
It could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Could it also be that they're not sitting in a flaming hot sportatorium and that they're actually wrestling in a place that may have air conditioning? Come on. Because that building, wait till you see like Madness in Any Direction. It was hot in that building. Oh, my God. And I just hear, a couple of missed spots by Chet in this match, but he wins with a blockbuster.
Yes.
And overall, I think this was the better of the two matches. You compare this to the match you had at the Saturday Night CWF. I kind of like this one a little bit better as far as storytelling goes. Chet looked a little bit better in this match despite the missed spots. And Eric Andrews has new ring gear, blue boots. So
out with the green, in with the blue, Joe.
yeah, that's right, man. Well, the green, he was wearing those damn green boots ever since he was with the Riot, ever since I first started coming there. So it was time for a change. Next we had CL Party. Says two words on the mic, and Jerry Carey comes out and steals the microphone, and it looks so natural too.
Yes, loved it.
Nick Richards versus Eric Royal. Why don't you take this one here first?
Couple spots here, Joe, that I enjoyed. First question to you: do they, is this a normal thing in CWF where they'll take it outside? Because I know tonight they mentioned that Red, gave them leeway to have this fight.
Sometimes they will. I know that you had Nick Richards versus Joshua Cutsaw about a month or two back, and they took it outside there. Mm-hmm. But very rare. They don't have enough space to really take it all over the arena like this.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's nice when they actually have the room, and that's one of the benefits of going outside the sportatorium is that they have room to do stuff like this, especially with a guy like Nick Richards. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but go ahead and continue.
I love the spot where they made it back to that charity table.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was a question going on there where do we or don't we? Because they had all the cups set up there.
The sports bottles, yeah.
The bottles. And I thought they were thinking, should we do it? Should we go through it? And then maybe there was a change of mind there.
No.
No, we better not. Let's take it over this side.
If it were me working the match, I wouldn't have cared. I would have been like, all right, you're going over the goddamn table. Make sure you kick every bottle out of the way on your way through.
Yeah, and then the icing on the cake was Nick grabbing a bottle and trying to drink it. And there's nothing in it. It was a good spot.
Anything
else?
But
they made their way around back like they do, and boy, the bump Nick Richards took. Royals telling those people, get out of the way, and they didn't move.
No, they didn't.
And they didn't care. They did the spot anyway, and there goes Richards over the chairs, 2 rows deep, landing on his ass on the hard floor of the gym. And I thought, oh my God.
It was beautiful. I love this match. Anything else before I tear into it here?
Nope, go ahead, tear in.
Royal needs a haircut and a shave. He looked like Grady from Sanford and Son. A little bit.
Okay, I'll go with it. Yeah.
He just looks too scraggly for me, man.
A little scraggly. All right.
He's an all-star now. He needs to start looking like an all-star. I love when Nick Richards. I don't know, this is so funny. Nick Richards comes out and he's smacking hands. He gets this one black girl, and she's on her fucking phone.
Yes, I noticed.
He tells her to put the damn phone down. Watch the matches. You paid to see this, for crying out loud. Or your parents did. He tells her flat out to put the phone down. I loved it. I'm not a big fan of this, me particularly, but you're in the Mid-Atlantic, so you're going to get it. The classic heel mounts the turnbuckle, and this is for the first 5 minutes of the match. Heel mounts the turnbuckle. Boo! Babyface, get out of my way. And he mounts the turnbuckle. Yay! And you get that for about 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I've never been a big fan of that because it's like, come on, I paid to see it work. That's not working. That's just
Right.
sitting up there posing, you know?
That's an easy way to get the crowd reacting to you.
But they were already into it, you know? They didn't need
Oh
to
yeah,
do it,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. They didn't have to do it. But.
Then again, it's your classic Mid-Atlantic match.
Hmm.
I like the backslide spot was good. And then another one of my tiny pet peeves in pro wrestling overall is the crisscrossing. I didn't like it. I don't like it when people crisscross. It looks so unnatural. Because you got to try
Yeah.
hard not to smack into each other. I mean, every once in a while, I guess it's okay, but I'm just not a big fan of it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's always been a weird thing. Even back in the day, man.
Oh, yeah.
You would see them doing that, and you're going, all right, who's gonna do what? Why are they doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little weird.
And at least it didn't continue on too long. I've seen spots, especially like one time in Ring of Honor, where it went on for like 5 minutes, and the crowd's like, by the end of it, the crowds are just like, yeah, the Ring of Honor crowd, yeah,
This is awesome.
this
Yeah,
is
two guys
awesome.
just running back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but at least it wasn't that bad. And the Nick actually did spit a drink at Eric Royal during the match, and Royal, when they're brawling in the crowd, Eric Royal steals somebody's crutch and used it and broke his crutch.
Yes, I saw that.
And but they brawled to the Advocates for the Disabled table. They kept
That's
referencing
what it
that.
was to say. Yes, yes.
And this spot is so overdone too in pro wrestling nowadays. And I know to people live in Chapel Hill who don't get a whole lot of wrestling, or people in the Sportatorium who only go to the Sportatorium, but for fans like us who watch not just CWF but a lot of wrestling, the whole count out thing where he waits till the very last second and then comes back in the ring,
Mm-hmm.
It's overdone. It's to me it's almost a cliche in pro wrestling nowadays. Yeah. But the crowd ate it up. Can't ask for more. That spot to me is not really for TV. It's for the live crowd, and the crowd ate it up.
Yep.
Cactus Elbow. Love me some Cactus Elbow from Nick Richards.
Mm-hmm.
And that top rope butterfly suplex was just freaking amazing, man.
Yep,
and a brilliant finish. And afterwards, Richards announces his title shot cash in at Absolute Justice. And I'm probably going to be at Absolute Justice on the 24th. So it's 2 weeks from Saturday. I can't wait.
All right, I have a noob question.
Go ahead.
What is the gimmick called that he's cashing in?
All right, so the winner of... They have this summer-long tournament. Let me go to CWF 247 so I can give you the date this year of when it'll be starting.
Okay.
Let me see here. They have what's called the Johnny Weaver Memorial Cup tournament, and it's a summer-long tournament. They will have like 3 or 4 events in the row where this tournament, plus other matches, of course, to fill in. But the primary reason to have this, these 4 or 5 shows is for that tournament. And the winner of the tournament, which last year it was Nick Richards, and they even played mention of that of Nick Richards versus Eric Royal, was the finals of that tournament last year. Mm-hmm. The winner gets a World Heavyweight title shot whenever they want to within the next year. It's kind of like their Money in the Bank.
Okay.
They can't really, I don't think they can cash it in anytime they want because they have the golden ticket for that, which is what Roy Wilkins kind of holds.
Okay, so what's the difference? Yeah, that's where I was going.
Yeah, the golden ticket they could cash in is kind of like Money in the Bank. The Johnny Weaver Cup is like, hey, you have a year to say when you want to cash this in. They have to do it ahead of time, I guess is the difference.
Okay, so Wilkins can just show up and cash that in. Okay, gotcha.
So they have the tournament beginning on July 15th of this year. It continues on the 29th. And then it goes into August where it boils down to the final 4. And then you have finals night on August 26th. So CWF was doing tournaments before fucking tournaments on the indies was cool. So there you go, folks. If anybody knows how to run a tournament, CWF's not going to run a tournament, 48 guys in 2 days, 16 guys. They did the Coronado Cup. No. They run a tournament over the course of 2 fucking months, people. There you go. But so he announces that he's going to have his title shot. He's going to cash that in at Absolute Justice. And we have now found out via a promo released on YouTube. I believe it was yesterday or the day before, or may have been even last week, of Trevor Lee has made that match. No disqualification. And I want to say it is it's falls count anywhere, no disqualification, I believe it is. I'm not too sure. I know it's no DQ, no time limit. That's what it is. So it's
Time limit,
no
yes,
DQ,
yes.
no time limit. Sorry. You want to tell everybody what we got next?
Hashtag pins.
Hashtag pins, baby. CL pins. That's
The pins are back.
pins are back. We got the pins 2 weeks in a row, actually.
Yes, we did.
Those pins are awesome, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dawsons.
They are.
Oh, gotta love those pins. Sorry. Yeah, Grant says not falls count anywhere. So there you go. Just no DQ, no time limit. Which Trevor Lee, Trevor Lee and Roy Wilkins last year went an hour and 45 minutes. So no time limit I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm kind of looking forward to see if Richards can even go that long. I don't think they will, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So after CL and our pins, we got the damn Dawsons. And they have heat. And Grant, you even hear Grant say it on the show. I put here, that Biggs, they're going against the Sandwich Squad for the Mid-Atlantic Tag Team titles. There's a spot in the match where Biggs does the whole Big Show spot on Zayn where he steps up and stands on him.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a whole lot of stuff here to put on this match because it was a very good match. The crowd hated the Dawson brothers. But he does that one spot where he stands up on Zayn, and Cecil goes, he has a chick on Franklin Street who's going to do that to him later tonight. And he tells people to keep that on the low. And I got here, Zane Dawson is just awesome. I love Zane Dawson. I like Dave
is he the
Dawson
one
too.
with the hair?
He's the one with the beard and everything, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I like Dave Dawson, but Zane Dawson is just freaking, it's a former PWI heavyweight champion. So there you go.
Okay. He cut a hell of a I know I'm skipping ahead, but he cut a hell of a promo tonight.
Yeah, he did.
Really good. What about the body slam botch at the end of this?
Oh, yeah, it was almost as if Mecca couldn't get the guy up,
Yeah, I don't know if he went too early and Mecca wasn't ready for him, or if Mecca just didn't get him up. But
I think it was a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But it was a very good tag match. A lot of heat from the Dawsons here. Babyface for the Sandwich Squad, but it didn't turn out to be the Sandwich Squad tonight because right before they're going to deliver, we got to see the Black Forest Slam tonight, and right before they're about to deliver the Hero Sandwich, Dave Dawson turned Mecha Mercenary's mask around to where he's blinded, and the ref is distracted during all this. And while the ref is distracted with Mecha trying to get his mask straight, Zayn hits Biggs with a chair. 1, 2, 3. We got new Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champions. What were your thoughts?
How do you feel about this title change here, Joe?
I didn't expect it to be the Dawsons, I'll tell you the truth. I was kind of, when I first heard about this on Twitter the night that they ran these shows, I didn't expect it to be the Dawsons. It kind of came out of left field for me. I know that they've kind of mentioned, hey, we're going to get them. They're here and there, but I didn't expect there to be a title change, part of me feels like it was maybe too soon for them because the Sandwich Squad is over like Rover in that Sportatorium.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, man. I know on paper when we first talked about the title change, the spoiler alert a few weeks ago, it kind of seemed like they were on a road to a breakup. But after seeing the match with the mask getting turned around and stuff, I don't know if they will be, splitting them.
Oh, they're not breaking up. Wait till Madness in any direction. It's a definite character change for me. They're still baby faces, but it's a definite character change coming for the Sandwich Squad, and I like it. I gotta say, I like it. I don't know if they're gonna be breaking up, but I could definitely see maybe a kind of a little bit of a heel turn in their future. Maybe.
All right.
And that was the end of that episode. It very, very,
Yeah.
It went by quick this morning when I was watching it. It really did go by quick. I'm like, is this over already? I didn't really take much notes because I was just so into the matches. It was very well done.
There were 3 good matches and the pin spot. That was it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And nice title change. Really good crowd, actually, man. Really good crowd.
Yeah. It's always good to have a good crowd in a gymnasium.
I'll tell you what their best crowd ever was for the CWF was when they bus in the kids from the Boys and Girls Club, and they fill that arena up with those kids. Man, those kids go absolutely ape shit when they see those guys. I mean, and they put on I think CWF puts on a free show or a very, very discounted show. You know, it's the Boys and Girls Club charity, pal. You know, and they actually have it on YouTube. A couple matches from the last time that I think they did it. I think they try to do it at least once a year, so it's a little bit of a good charity year, good faith from CWF Mid-Atlantic, and they put on a show for the kids, and that's probably one of their hottest crowds, you know, to me.
It's good PR, pal. God damn it.
PR, pal. God damn, gotta get the kids, pal. And
gotta get the kids. Gotta make the money, pal.
Well, that translates into this week's episode.
Yes.
Got a little bit of a problem with the opening match here. And
Worldwide 108, White. 108.
That's right, 108 taking place in Chapel Hill. It's the second half of the Chapel Hill events. Mm-hmm. Really, honestly, I'll be honest for you. Maybe it was because I was there at Madness in Any Direction. But I sitting here going, God, I can't wait till Madness in Any Direction gets here and people get to see what that show was all about because it was good. It was very good. Opened up again with CL Party and the Dirty Daddy versus Ethan Alexander Sharp, Old Sharpie. And they had a couple problems here. Dirty Daddy's gimmick is that he is a... and I laugh every time
Just say it because I love that.
He's a wrestler from the 1970s, an old NWA grizzled veteran who slept with a promoter's wife and got kicked out of the NWA, and he's making his big comeback in CWF.
Right.
And he's from the Pacific Northwest. So that's the Dirty Daddy gimmick. So all the time up until now, even when he's teaming with Snooty Fox's Showtime, the Dirty Daddy has really never wavered from his gimmick. Even, you know, a couple of weeks ago, he did an interview with CL Party talking about he always makes the big towns and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So the first words out of Stutzy, I got to call you out for this, man.
Uh-oh.
The first words out of Stutzy's mouth were, here we go with two guys who came up together in the CWF Mid-Atlantic Dojo. And I'm just like, wah, wah, wah. It just killed the gimmick for me. You let the cat out of the bag. And you can't, and I know Grant's probably going to type in chat, well, maybe the dojo's been around since the 70s. No, it doesn't work that way. No.
Oh, maybe it has, Joe. I mean...
But he's from the Pacific Northwest is what they say. Come on.
Well, I mean, he could have maybe teleported back and forth in the 70s. You don't know. You don't know what's going on.
Capacitor backstage?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Just, you know, character
protection. Yes.
Continuity.
Yes. Continuity.
Do we need to have a continuity alarm on this show? I mean,
maybe we should. Maybe I should devise that.
Or is it canon? You know, they have a thing on Collider with they do a Jedi Council show. And they have a segment on there where the guy talks like Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal with canon? You know, do we gotta have that every week now?
Yeah, maybe we should.
Anyway, getting to the match. I like the match.
I like the match too.
I feel like this match was the opening match on the card in Chapel Hill that night, though, because the crowd was not as into it as they were later on.
Yes.
Good monkey flips here. By the Dirty Daddy. Very good back and forth here. Sharp was busting out a Regal Cutter in this match, which is one of my favorite moves. In fact, going to be a little bit of a mark here. In the WWE video games, whenever I create a wrestler, one of the finishers, or at least a signature that I give my creative wrestler every single game is a Regal Cutter, because I love that move. I have her good selling. I did not like the airplane spin spot, but it fit Dirty Daddy's gimmick. It's old school, so Cesaro does it better.
He doesn't sell it like Dirty does.
No, he doesn't. Not at all.
That's what I like.
And I just have here that it felt like the opener on this card. Hey, Sharpie got the win. I'm okay with Sharp getting the win here. Wait till Madness in Any Direction when he has to take on Sis It's so good.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
The crowd pretty much was very quiet. I mean, there was times during that match when you can hear a pin drop, but I'm sitting there going, this is going to come off really good with commentary behind it. So I cannot wait for that. Your thoughts here on Ethan Alexander Sharp and his big win over the Dirty Daddy?
Well, I got two things, Joe. Number one, I have written down Daddy's moveset, and I love it because I mentioned this on the throwback show they did.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you see the atomic drop, the airplane spin. I love that because it fits his gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is, I love that heels in CWF act like heels.
Oh, especially Sharpie.
Yes, as opposed to other companies where they have to be, chicken shit heels.
Mm-hmm.
These guys will kick your ass and they will cheat to do it. And that's what a heel should do. I mean, he's pulling Daddy's hair. He actually won with a handful of tights.
Yeah. And they laugh about it at the end. Ha ha, I got away with it, motherfuckers,
That's what you want to see. Yeah, it's okay. If you're going to cheat, they can win once in a while. Vince.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how you book wrestling right there.
It doesn't always have to be 50-50 booking.
Exactly.
Anything else on this one?
No, I enjoyed it, though.
I enjoyed it
Good
greatly.
opening.
I like Ethan Alexander Sharp, former Rising Generation League champion. I like his character. I like how he does that pendulum elbow that what's his face used to do. I don't even know what he's calling himself nowadays. You know who I mean? The fucking guy from WWE. It's 11 o'clock at night, and I've been working all day, folks, so his name escapes me. But you know who I mean. He used to do that same spot. And I like how when he does the spot, the cover is like the pretty boy pose, afterwards. It's not going to get the cover. He's not going to get the win off of it. But just like Jericho doing the one foot, flexing cover with the come on, baby. Kind of like, you knew Jericho was never going to get the win with that cover, but it was cool to see.
Mm-hmm. That's going to lead me to a question here, White.
Oh.
Is it the training? Because a lot of these guys look really young. And it's almost like when I look at them, they shouldn't know this shit. Like, I'm kind of, reprogrammed over watching, popular wrestling over the past few years that when I see a young guy, I expect him not to know his history.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like these guys know their history, how to act. Who trains these guys?
It's, that dojo, man. You got guys like Eric Royal, Trevor Lee, the coach, I believe. Coach Gemini is one of the trainers there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just good training, man. Good guys who, know their shit. That's why I'm such a Trevor Lee mark. And, that's why until you started watching CWF, all you had seen of him was
the TNA
and
version.
the shitty fucking way they book him, know? You didn't get to see the Trevor Lee that I know until I got you hooked on this. So
exactly.
We had your boy,
my boy,
Movie Mike,
the filmmaker, baby, Mr. 30K. Love this guy, Joe. Did you notice he's bigger?
He is. He looks good, and he looked good here. Versus KL3.
Yes.
And I'll let you take this one here before I before I say what I have written down here, because I didn't have a lot to write down because I was so into the match.
All right. Well, yeah, same here, but I got to say KL3 is nothing but an extra.
Oh.
He is lucky that the filmmaker, baby, invited him on set in the ring because he got to bump elbows with Mr. 30K.
I like it.
And that's it. No, listen, KL3, he's another guy. I've never seen him before.
This is my first time seeing him, too.
Dude, I don't know where this talent is coming from, but it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Really good match. I will say, I don't know if you saw, but I was looking through the hashtag maybe a week or two ago on Twitter, and I saw Philip Havage was basically live tweeting as he was watching one of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And he was I tagged you in one of them, but he was talking about the filmmaker and his manager, and I sent him a video of those guys on YouTube. Listen.
Yeah, I saw
and of course
video.
I sent it to Philip Havage, and he said, okay, I'm all in on these guys after seeing this. But they actually did a video spot where he filmed The Dark Knight, and he was up on a rooftop doing his gimmick with the mask on and the cape and everything. These guys are tremendous. It's unbelievable the shit they're coming up with.
Part of me wishes that CWF would have kind of shown, this match when they came back to it, we got no entrances. It was bing, bing, bing right into the match.
Yes.
And part of me wishes that we should have gotten a little bit of that Dark Knight video and kind of explaining it, because all of a sudden you see a guy putting on a Batman mask in the middle of a wrestling match.
Right. Yeah, so, you got to know God from it.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight. Both of these guys trained at George South's academy there. And I like from Cecil when they did the spot into the ring post. That post doesn't sell much,
Yeah. Yeah, but it was a quick match. I don't know if this was kind of thrown in as an extra, bonus, because like we said, we just went over the last show. It was 3 matches.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the filmmaker's greatness that they had to throw him in,
Yeah. And did you notice that the manager, his agent, or his, I don't know what he calls him. What does he call him? His man? I know he doesn't call him his manager.
What does he say? Does he call him his concierge?
Concierge. There it is. It's concierge.
Concierge.
I work in the hotel
he's
business.
in the videos addressing him like that too. It's so funny.
Yeah. So the concierge doing a little bit more with the slate and the cut, and
yes.
He puts on the Batman mask. Action. It's great. Wait till you see Madness in any direction, because it's taken up times 10 there, man, and it's good. Nice. And I want to say we got to take credit for this, because I said you need more with the manager being the director role, and damn if they didn't start doing it here. Somebody's listening to us, Edwards, I think, over there.
I like it.
Any more notes on this one?
No, that's about it. A quick match, but I thought it was pretty good. You could tell that they're I like the fact that the announcers were putting over that they were training partners, because it kind of covered for some of the moves that they were doing that didn't look so good. If you know what I mean, like they were telegraphing each other.
Oh yeah, and I got
because there were 1 or 2 spots that were a little bit clunky. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I got to put these guys over for a couple things here. The Batman thing was awesome. I'm a huge Batman fan. So anytime we get any glimpse of Batman, which tying into the whole DC Universe thing, the timekeeper, Randy, wearing a Green Lantern T-shirt in Chapel Hill. So
interesting.
Anyway, I put here, I don't know if you noticed, I don't know if it's because he was out of breath and he wasn't meaning to do it, but I noticed a couple times when he was talking to the crowd, he actually did the goddamn Christian Bale, I'm Batman voice. I don't know if it was an audio problem or if he actually meant to do it, but it came across that way. A couple of them I'm like, is he doing the fucking Batman voice? Yes, he is.
I gotta find that video and send it to you, because when he's up on the rooftop in the cat, he's talking like that.
Yeah, I think that settles it right there. He meant to do that.
Because he's like, filmmaker, Mr. 30K. And he's talking in that voice. It's fantastic.
He was talking in that voice during this match a couple of times too.
Great gimmick.
There was a spot in this match where I think KO3 comes off the top, trying to do a double axe handle.
Yes.
Filmmaker catches him with a fist to the stomach.
Yes.
And when I saw that, I'm sitting there going, oh my God, they're going to do the classic. Anytime you ever see traditionally, and I hate this, anytime you see them come off the top with an axe handle and the heel catches them with the fist, what does the babyface do? He flips forward and takes a flipping bump. And my biggest problem with that is if you're jumping off a turnbuckle in real life, somebody catches you with that fist to the stomach, you're not going to do a flip.
Yeah, you're going
down.
You're
going to double over. And that's what they did here.
Yes.
And I loved it. KO3 really impressed me in this. I want to see more of these two guys.
So do I. Yep.
Maybe even as a tag team. And I like how they put after the STO, the filmmaker got the win here, I think. And they mentioned that 3OK was going to go straight to DVD. I think Cecil did. Gotta love Cecil Scott, boy. We got that Dawson's promo here.
Yes.
And I
actually have written down here, What's the name of the one with the long hair?
Zane.
That's my note. Yeah, so it's Zane. Okay. I got it.
Zane.
Yeah, I like Zane.
I put here Zane has a good promo.
There you go.
Not that Dave isn't there, but Zane was the star of the promo.
Right. Yep.
It's classic Road Warriors. Tell him, Hawk.
Yes, exactly.
And it was just really, really good. Hey, we got your fucking titles now. We've been saying it for a long time. We were gonna get it, and we got it, and you didn't see it coming. And I gotta admit, I didn't see it coming. Kane versus Rick Converse.
Yeah.
No title. Kane didn't come out with the belt. He's Rising Generation League champion.
Where was the belt?
I think the story of this match was he's kind of trying to graduate and test the waters of, instead of that Rising Generation League rookie, competition, he's kind of stepping up and trying to, I hate to use a WCW term here, but he's trying to go where the big boys play,
Right. Gotcha. Yeah.
They made mention of the fact that Kane Justice has called out Chip Day online. And remember when I got to take credit for this?
Yes, you should. Go ahead.
Because I started the goddamn Twitter war between Kane and Chip, goddammit. I did. And they made mention of it here on CWF. I love it. They didn't say that the unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic After Show is starting feuds between workers.
No. They don't have to.
They don't have to.
It's cool. It's cool.
You're welcome, guys.
Just let us keep talking about the company. We'll be all right.
The company will be great. And they made mention of the fact that Rick Converse wants another shot at C.W. Anderson, and I want them to have another shot at each other. We said this last night. I want the third match. I want the rubber match between these two, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
And I put here Kane may be ready just to move up out of that RGL league. He's held the title long enough, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He's proved his worth. But there were a couple spots in this match that made me think, maybe not,
Yes.
What are your thoughts here on this one?
All right, my first thing is, why isn't Converse signed somewhere in a major company?
He's been around for a while. Converse has.
I don't get it, man. I think he's just as good as, obviously you look at him and you're going to compare him to Carl Anderson, right?
Yeah.
Because they basically look exactly the same. I don't think, if Carl Anderson called out sick and they needed a fill-in and you got him, no one would notice. That's how good he is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. He's obviously, like I said about Royal a few weeks ago, he's a top guy. Converse, you just look at him, he's a top guy.
He's got good ring gear, too. I like the look. Just the overall look, of him.
Just a couple things here, though, for the Kane side of things. Did you catch him stretching his leg?
Yes.
He's outside. And basically, his crotch is that blonde next to him. Mm-hmm. If she looked over, his crotch is right there,
Crotch is right there in her face.
And her husband, she was laughing the whole time, and her husband kind of looked pissed off. So I thought that was pretty good of Kane. He's, he's driving that gimmick home there.
It's good.
His character.
And I love, it goes back to Kane's mom during some of the matches. Kane will sit there and do a hair flip every once in a while, and Kane's mom in the crowd goes, "He's so pretty."
That's awesome. But here's a thing that I wanted to bring up to you. Now that we found out last night that he's 21 years old.
Right.
Okay. I have to give him props for taking the rope on the throat, but at the same time, Kane, you're 21 years old. You don't need to be doing that shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you saw it, but he took that.
Yeah, big time.
I don't think his arms were, I think they were under the rope. So it looked like he took that.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't need to do that. Don't push it.
It's been a long time since I've seen the old decapitator spot, too.
Yes. Yeah, but just, be safe out there. You don't need to do that.
I know, protect yourself. Matt Hardy from the Mid-Atlantic region, I think he was the one that came up with the bump card analogy. You're only 21. Don't punch too many holes in your bump card too early.
Exactly. Yes. Because I mean, you have skin there on your neck,
Mm-hmm.
but there's stuff underneath it that you don't want to mess with.
Exactly, like a Adam's apple and a thorax and all that good
So,
stuff.
yeah. Be careful. But the only other thing is too, I love that the feud with Sea Bear there advanced.
Yes.
So that I'm kind of looking forward to that now. They sold me on it for the past 2 shows.
It is going to be good
shows.
too. It's going to be good too. Anything else here?
No, that's it.
I put here that Kane may be ready to move up, and good float over DDT from Rick Converse. Always a joy seeing Rick Converse, man. He's so good.
Mm-hmm.
They said that he busted out a crane kick, and they made reference to. I don't know this is going to piss AC off. They made reference to Kane being the best around.
Yep. Yes, they did.
I felt like they threw that in there just to dig AC's ass.
Well, I'll tell you what, he tweeted them that night. So hey, if he adds that to his moveset, man, go for it. It works,
Do
you
it.
know.
The Sky High from Converse was good, really good. I want to know what you think about the Richter scale. Rick Converse's finisher. To me, it's one of the really good, devastating finishers.
Okay, refresh my memory. Show me the picture in my head.
Oh God, kind of picks him up for like a Emerald Fusion.
Okay.
Slams him down though instead of keeping him folded up, he lets him go and slams him down.
Oh yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. And
Converse gets the win. So can't argue with that when they have the CL or Kane shoves Scott and Stutzy instead of Stutz going, oh God, we got oh shit. And Scott throws Kane in and he said, "What a good victory there by and Cecil sold it. What a good victory by Kane or by Converse. Selling it as if I didn't do shit, nothing happened. What happened? It was very good. Mm-hmm. Then for the second week in a row,
the pins hashtag
pins, baby.
Uh-huh.
Hashtag CL pins, man. And then. Oh, do we got to talk about the main event?
I want to talk about the main event.
Go ahead.
Are we gonna disagree on this?
We may disagree on this.
All right, White. I'm gonna fire away here with my notes, my mile-long notes.
Go ahead.
All right. First of all, Snooty is over as fuck.
That's the first thing I have here. Fox is over.
Wow, dude. Listen, I understand. I think they said 400 people, maybe. I think is what they said were in there.
Yep, about 300 to 400.
Like a guy like JBL takes a shit on these guys all the time. You're not in some bingo hall. You're in the big leagues now. All right, well, listen, JBL. This guy has a gymnasium of 400 people rocking, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. First off, here's my question. He's 2 years in the business. Is that right? Did they say that?
I first saw him when he was a security guard at the CWF Rumble 2 years ago. And nobody knew who he was. He was just a guy standing by the announce table. I don't even think he was meant to be really featured on the show, but me and my friend Robert, kind of being dickheads, kind of called him out and started a Snooty Fox chant that night.
Okay.
So I didn't know if he had premiered anywhere close to around that time, but that's the first time I saw him,
Mm-hmm. I'm going to just off the top before I get specific. We made a comment a few shows ago about how, most guys will say it's easier to be a heel than a face.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is over like shit.
Well, it's his hometown. Come on.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
It doesn't.
He's not as over as like that in the CWF in the Sportatorium. I'll tell you that now.
Joe, I mean, you got to give it to the guy. He's got it. He's got it.
He's got charisma. I'll give him that. But
he's got what a lot of faces, people that try to play the babyface role can't do, in my opinion. He makes it look easy.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say
right.
that. Oh man, we're gonna disagree on this hard.
We are going to disagree. I think Snooty Fox is going to be our big running disagreement. But listen, I'm going to roll in the specifics of the match that I loved.
Go ahead.
Okay, this to me needs to be sent to Vince McMahon. Needs to be sent to Jeff Jarrett. It needs to be sent to ROH. This is pro wrestling, dude. All right. First off, you have. Why are these two guys fighting? They're fighting over $1,000, right?
Yeah.
The coach is putting his 1,000 up against Snooty Fox's 1,000.
Yeah, and the storyline here is that Snooty Fox won that $1,000 last year, I believe, from the coach, and at the same show last year. So here it is a year later. We've come full circle. It's Double or Nothing. The name of the show was Double or Nothing. So.
Oh, perfect. All right, I love it. Just reminded me of the old days, Joe. You know, when the purse was $10,000.
Yeah.
The guys were fighting for. I love that shit. All right, next thing. This is pro wrestling right here, from top to bottom in this main event. The rope breaks. Okay, Wilkins is going to the rope breaks. He's blowing that damn whistle. Mm-hmm. They did it, 3 times? It's freaking phenomenal.
Every time
it drives the fans crazy. It still works.
It's even louder in the sportatorium when you're there in that enclosed area, but you're right. Every time a rope break happens, every time Wilkins or Royal or anybody from the All-Stars grabs those ropes, coach is quick to blow the damn whistle.
Mm-hmm. Here's more pro wrestling, Joe. More pro wrestling. Roy will do a move. He will choke, Snooty Fox over the ropes and back up because the ref's getting him off. And what happens then? Coach Gemini takes over.
Yep.
That's pro wrestling. It's pro wrestling, Joe.
It's good. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying about Wilkins.
The announcing. I'll get to the announcing. I love this. It's one of my pet peeves in wrestling. An abdominal stretch. It's not an abdominal stretch if you don't have that foot hooked, right? What did the announcer say? I think it was Seabear. I think he said, you got to get that toe around the leg, though.
Yep.
Perfect.
Have a break in from Grant here. Snooty's first match ever was April 23rd, 2016. Started training in 2015. So I believe I went to the 2015 Rumble because I went to the 16 and the 15 Rumble. And the 15 Rumble was where me and my friend Robert Wells, friend of the show here, sat right beside the commentator's desk and had Stutzy's wife cracking up with our stupid chants all night long. And that was where we saw Snooty Fox. He was sitting there as a security guard. I think he even had a spot in the Rumble. And me and Robert just started chanting Snooty Fox, and the whole building just started chanting it after we started it. So. You're welcome.
All right, I'm gonna go back to my pro wrestling worship here.
Go ahead.
Okay. The finish of the match, pinfall, Snooty's foot's under the ropes. 1, 2, 3, it's over. The fans are nuts. Mm-hmm. This is a recipe that still works, Joe. It still works. The fans are going nuts. Dirty Daddy comes out. He got screwed earlier, right? Mm-hmm. Got robbed, you could say, I think is what the announcer said.
Yep.
So they restart the match. At that point, of course, everybody wants Snooty's big comeback. He makes the big comeback. Foxcatcher for the 1, 2, 3. And even afterwards, the crowd's going nutty. Coach won't give up the money.
Nope.
He's running away. He's trying to get away. Of course, Dirty Daddy and Snooty to get the money, and then, they're giving it away.
They start throwing it, which is very clear that there was like a couple hundreds in there, but there was mainly ones in that box.
Yes.
But it didn't matter. It was a good feeling at the end.
I mean, Joe, from top to bottom there, I can't remember how long it's been since I saw something like this. Mm-hmm.
And the crowd is almost rushing the fucking ring ECW style to get this damn money.
Yeah. I can't say enough good things about this main event, man. For real. I mean, I wish more people were just. I mean, it's like they're overthinking it.
And the problem, and the good thing about this, and I will say, I nitpicked a lot about Snooty's work, but if you got the charisma, I mean, look at fucking Nakamura. Nakamura isn't half the worker that he was in WWE like he was in New Japan, but he still got that charisma, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Right. Being
in your hometown helps. Because I'll tell you right now, he's more over. This is his most over that I haven't seen Snooty Fox more over than this.
Like I'll say it this way, and maybe you'll think I'm overstating this. You probably will, but that's okay. To compare a guy that's 2 years in, you could take a guy like Moose. Okay, Moose to me lacks charisma. Okay, he's new, he's fresh.
Yeah.
I've seen his matches since he was in ROH and then TNA, so it's kind of like the same 2-year span, if you will.
I saw the man live in Carolina for PWX before he even had a match in Ring of Honor. So
There you go. But to me, when I see Snooty, it looks like he's more comfortable, like he shades over Moose at this point.
Really?
Yes, and I know that's a big statement.
Wow.
But he, to me, looks like he's commanding in the ring. Comfortable. Knows what he's doing.
Breaking news tweet from Kane Justice here.
Uh-oh.
I am the best around. Anybody don't like that, meet me in the Sportatorium. I'm the kid with the Bushido fight shorts and the RGL title. Booyah!
Dude, listen, we are going to have to get that. We're going to have to get that booked as soon as as soon as TK's leg heals. We're going to have to tell him, dude.
Baby.
Get the hell down there.
They both got to come out to that. I don't know. No. Kane's theme song, his regular theme song, is way more badass than You're the Best Around anyway. So,
you know what? Well, I was going to ask you, what is his normal theme song? Because I heard it, but it was faint. I couldn't pick out what it was.
Grant, if you're still listening, remind us what it is. He reminded us once before.
Is it country? Is it Southern rock?
No,
what was it?
No, it's very much kind of, I don't want to almost say, think like 2004 metal. It sounds like something WWE would put on a pay-per-view theme song in 2004.
Like new metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you done with this so I could go on here and nitpick?
I can keep going if you want. No, that's enough. That's enough praise for CWF, I guess, in the main event. And Snooty Fox, so go ahead.
I put here that cravat that Roy Wilkins put on Snooty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen a better-looking cravat put, and I know it's a cravat. It's a basic fucking wrestling hold.
Yes.
Grant says I'm awful remembering lyrics and stuff like that. I do love it, though. I just want to know who sings it so I could go download it. That's all I'm saying as far as Kane's theme song. Roy Wilkins here. You're going to hate when I say this here. Roy Wilkins carried Snooty Fox in this match. For a lot of it. Not all of it. Snooty got his shit in. Snooty got a couple damn good spots in. But Kane's, I guess you could say Kane's or Roy, excuse me. I got Kane Justice on the brain because I'm sitting
got Kane on your mind
now, man. I'm sitting right here staring at the tweet. But
he needs to realize he's messing with a Kingdom member here. I don't know if he's...
He don't care. You think Kane Justice is good? Dude,
he better care, man.
Stepping into the Sportatorium, that's the real castle of the kingdom right there.
Listen, that's a sassy wild horse he's messing with right there. You better be careful.
Oh, man.
Uh-huh.
How about this? TK versus Kane. Kane's mama is banned from the Sportatorium.
Kane's mom on a pole match?
I wouldn't go that far. She's not Judy Bagwell, for Christ's sakes.
Oh, on a forklift. That's right. A forklift.
She's
Bagwell.
She's hotter than Judy Bagwell. But anyway.
Oh, easy.
Easy. Hoo-ah. Hey now.
Kane will be coming after you next show.
Wrestling God here in the chat room says, Roy carries most folks. He's that good. I'll agree with that. I put here a good leapfrog spot here. Short bursts is what I have here from Snooty Fox.
Yes.
It almost looked like at the end of this, he was tired. And Roy, and I know, you got a fucking fat guy talking about someone's conditioning. I know. Stupid Mark.
Take a bump, White.
Take a bump, White. Put you in there with Kane's mom. She'll fuck you up, White. Talk about a goddamn cravat. Kane's mom will show you a cravat.
Mrs. Justice versus White. I love it.
Bucket stats. Anyway. I got no problem putting her over, okay?
Oh, what? You're treading. Ooh, be careful.
Pin me and pay me, God damn it. Anyway. The song is called Left Behind by D.A. Games, or Doug Games. I don't know. I'm a white guy. I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyway, I think it's DACE. space GAMES. Look it up, folks.
What's it called? What's the title?
Left Behind.
Left Behind. Okay.
I don't want to play any of it on here for you folks because we'll get copyrighted.
Oh yeah. Hey, we're talking about wrestling. That's
Oh God.
That's racy enough for YouTube.
Google's sitting there going, "Oh my God, they're the devil."
We have another live wrestling show. What are we gonna do?
Goddamn live wrestling show. Heaven, what are we doing? Oh Lord, he mentioned someone's mama. That's a copyright infringement. Anyway. Google, folks. Fortune 500 company. They're worried about pro wrestling. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. They're worried about blading for truth on 1650. Okay. All right, YouTube and Google. All right.
That's another show.
That is another show. You might get that this week.
I did put over Snooty here. Snooty showed a lot of improvement. This is the best Snooty Fox match I've seen ever. I'll go that far, man.
All right, well, let's be fair, White. I praised the guy. You're saying it's his hometown.
Mm-hmm.
Am I being too listen, you've seen him more than I have, so
he doesn't get that over in the Sportatorium.
Okay.
I mean,
keep your eye on him.
Yeah,
White.
I mean, he's okay. I don't like the Showtime thing. I'll be honest with you. I don't like the fact that Dirty Daddy's paired with him.
Mm-hmm.
But oh well. I put here great false finish. I love the false finish. Roy Wilkins sells, man. And again with the coach, the coach throwing the red flag. He wanted an instant replay, and Red's quick to referee Red. He's quick to announce, this is pro wrestling. We don't have instant replays.
Oh, I just want to go on record really quick about the coach.
Okay.
Coach Gemini, because I'm digging him. Early on, I think it was probably our first show that we did. You were explaining his gimmick to me, and I said, "Oh, okay, so he's like a Bill Alfonso type."
Mm-hmm.
He's so much more than Bill Alfonso.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I just want to get that on record with the flag, and he's got the high socks pulled up and the Reds jersey. I mean, he's so much more.
It's either Reds or Astros, or they come out carrying the Cubs flag, the big W flag every time. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I put here the Fox Catcher. I love that finishing name.
It's great
the
move.
Fox Catcher. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Oklahoma Stampede looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
The Spear, not so much, but the Oklahoma Stampede, dude.
Well, that spear
really
from that spear from the angle that they showed it,
mm-hmm.
you could see how much Roy did on that move.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you could see how he carried that move.
Roy carried it, man. Roy carried most of this match. I think if this match would have been anybody else, and this is not a knock against anybody else in CWF Mid-Atlantic, it just shows how good Roy is. If it would have been, I'll say, Snooty Fox versus Ethan Alexander Sharp for the money match, double or nothing.
Okay.
I can't say that it would have been this good.
Okay.
And that's not a knock against Ethan Alexander Sharp, because wait till you see his match with Sis either this week or next week or the week after, because it's fucking amazing. I'll put it to you this way. He comes out dressed just like Andy Kaufman. It's beautiful. And I like how, good moment. Good feel-good moment. You talk about WWE wants to talk about putting smiles on people's faces. That's their big line. We put smiles on people's faces.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you read a thing about how every time the show goes off the air with the heel winning off the air, they got to do something to send the crowd home happy, which...
Yep.
What's wrong with sending a crowd home with a heel win, kind of cursing the heels? What's wrong with that?
Yep.
You don't have to send them home, quote-unquote, happy every time.
Mm-hmm.
But they sent the crowd home happy here. Gave them a little bit of money. I like how Stutz goes, I'm going to go get some money. I want to go get me some money. And then I love how Eric Royal comes in and steals the money away. So it's kind of like the old $1 Million Man. Sorry, Chapel Hill, but you don't get the money.
Yep. He's up at the curtain doing the Heisman Trophy pose. Yeah. As he's smiling ear to ear. It was great.
He needs a haircut and a shave, but otherwise than that, it's damn good. And that closed out the Chapel Hill show. That was Double or Nothing. I like how, I like Jim, and I like the All-Stars in general here. They was just
Yeah.
so damn good.
Yep.
Snooty Fox, I've said it about him once, and I'll say it about him again. He has a long way to go, but this was without a doubt the best showing from him I've ever seen.
I was very
To
impressed
have
by the
a
whole
man,
thing.
I wish I knew how. And if Grant, maybe you know this because you're the stat mark. Hashtag stat mark, and he's at stat mark on Twitter. How old is Snooty Fox? Because he doesn't look 21 like Kane Justice.
No.
you know, and Dave Batista.
Dude, seriously. Oh, go ahead. Finish your thought. Go
Dave
ahead.
Batista was older when he started. Nakamura, when he came into WWE, is in his mid 30s. AJ Styles in his late 30s, maybe almost early 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So not that getting up there in your years is a bad thing. I mean, hell, for some that's the twilight, the prime of your career. But to see a guy as old as he may be jumping off the top rope onto the floor like that with double axe handles, Macho Man style, it's pretty damn impressive. I have to put him over for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. With my bad knees, you wouldn't catch me jumping off the top rope like that. Fuck no.
You're not into business, Joe
Not
White.
into business, Joe White.
Hashtag Melvin Dassey.
Wait till I see you at the sportatorium, Joe White. Go tell Kane's mom to fuck you up.
That's all you need. Him and Kane's mom on your ass.
Kane won't even get a chance to get at you after the mom gets out there.
Kane who? Who's Kane? Whatever, Joe White.
I don't even know his actual age. Probably knew, but I forgot.
There you go.
Probably knew once, but forgot. But he's no, you look at a guy like Snooty Fox, he's not 20 years old. If he is, it shocks the hell out of me.
If I had to guess, I would guess maybe 26.
Nah. I'd say.
You think he's older?
Yeah, I'd say mid-30s.
Mid 30s, you think?
Well, I mean, I'm 30.
I'd give you 30. I'd give you 30. But
I'm 32, and he looks
I don't
older
think he
than
looks
me.
that old. I don't think he looks that old.
But we're all caught up now, man.
Yeah, we're all caught up. We are back.
Wrestling God agrees with me, mid-30s.
Mid 30s, okay.
So we're all caught up. We're back. Do you have anything coming up this week that you want to tell the people about before we get out of here? We've been going.
I'm not
we
sure.
managed to cram 2 episodes of CWF in an hour worth of shows, so that's pretty damn good for us.
Yeah, and yesterday was what, an hour and a half?
Yeah, I mean, but once they start madness in any direction, and then here's the thing I know they kind of released the schedule for the upcoming CWF shows, but for me, I'm getting ready to go to Absolute Justice here in 2 weeks, and the show Madness in Any Direction, which was, I want to say in May, is just now airing. I kind of feel like Absolute Justice needs to be one big released show, kind of like a quarterly pay-per-view from them, if you get my drift.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be their super card of the summer. And then but then you don't want them to get, again, who am I to fucking dictate how they air their show, but, you got the Weaver Cup coming up after that, and that's a good 4 or 5 weeks of TV right there,
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, after the Weaver Cup in August, you got September, and October's the Rumble.
What is the show called with the Weaver Cup finals? Is that like a big deal?
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
Okay.
Absolute Justice is one big release show. Yay!
Cool.
Yay! We're going to have a 2-hour show to watch on July
Awesome.
12th. Then we're all caught up. All right, Grant. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. The Weaver Cup tournament, they just call it Weaver Cup Finals Night, and that's on Saturday, August 26th, and that is a big show from them because it's the Weaver Cup. That's their biggest thing of the summer that they do. I do want to make note that besides the tournament, after Absolute Justice on June 24th, 2 weeks later at the Sportatorium on July 8th, Shikara Pro Wrestling will have a double shot there on July 8th. They got a 2 p.m. matinee and a 7 p.m. evening card. Tickets are available now at shikaratix.com. That's shikaratix.com. So it's not like the big time indies don't know about the Sportatorium because Shikara runs there every year. So if you like really, I call it comic book wrestling. Check out Shikara there at the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium. Edwards, you said you didn't know what you have coming up this week?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I know what I have coming up this week.
What do you got?
Well, we got Monday night PWAM.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see here. We're hitting into the weekend here, which means E3 is cranking up.
Yeah, and that starts Monday?
That's a big no. It starts Saturday, June 10th.
Oh, it starts Saturday.
With their EA. EA's got a huge press conference. EA's show is part of a special pre-E3 event. So I won't be covering that. I will have live reaction shows Sunday because I'm off on Sundays and Mondays, so this plays out beautifully for me.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday. I'm not an Xbox fan, but I will throw some love to you X-Bone fans out there. The press conference.
X-Bone?
X-Bone is what they call it.
Oh, okay.
The Xbox press conference or the Microsoft press conference is Sunday, June 11th at 2 p.m. Pacific time. That's 5 p.m. Eastern. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do a live pillar to post kind of recapping everything about the Microsoft press conference, what I liked, what I didn't like. And I'm also going to be doing, they do have one at 9 p.m. Pacific, which is 11 p.m. Eastern. For Bethesda, I don't think I'm going to do anything covering that.
What about PlayStation?
PlayStation is doing theirs Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific, so 9 p.m. right when Raw is going on.
I know what I'll be watching.
I'll be watching the goddamn Sony press conference.
Damn right.
I got to do it, man. It's one thing. So not only are you going to get a little bit of Monday Night PWAM out of me and AC, hopefully next week, but I may be going longer talking about the video games. I know AC probably doesn't give a shit, but I might just do you're going to get a live show out of me talking about video games, and maybe while I'm watching Raw, we can discuss video games, and then AC will kind of crash the party.
Yeah, Monday night, try and remember to update him on Kane Justice.
Yes, we will. Well, I just retweeted it. Maybe I should have tagged him in it. Here, I'll retweet it and tag him in it. I'll undo the retweet. I'll retweet it again, and I'll tag AC in this.
I'll tell you what, that would be a hell of a match. I don't know how
Kane and TK? Fuck yeah, dude.
I don't know how familiar you are with TK, but yeah, it'd be a damn good match.
Dude, just based off what I saw from him at that ROH pay-per-view where he broke his leg, I want to see more of him. I want to see him versus Kane. We talk about how they don't have very many big names in CWF. That's one big name I think they should go ahead and book. Sure. Why not? If they can arrange it with ROH and everything, book it. Hell yeah. That's Battlecade material for me. Oh yeah. And now here's the only problem with that is, as my microphone goes crazy here, the only bad problem with that is that the local yokels there in Gibsonville don't know who TK Orion is. Could give two fucks about TK Orion, and if they do book it, TK Orion's the heel. He'd be fine with that, I think. Yeah. That's why his injury is so doubly bad, because they just started that thing in Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They put the belts on the three of them, and then he got hurt, and it's like, son of a bitch. Talk about timing. I tell you one thing, man. I have here written down, I just now noticed it, and I forgot to mention it with Snooty Fox. Yeah. I know that they're not going to do it right now, because I don't think he's capable of being a heel, but I would love to see Snooty Fox as a heel at some point. I don't know. I think he works really well as a face. He does, but I could totally see him all of a sudden turning on Dirty Daddy and just laying him to waste. Here's my thing. Do you think he'll ever be, and this is totally a Mark question I'm asking, I know. Oh, of course, go ahead. That's what we are. Do you ever think they'll put the strap on Snooty Fox? I could see it. Way, way down the line. Down the road. Way down the road. But, after... I think he's championship material. Yeah. Yeah. Not long-term championship material. Like, he won't have a long run with it.
Mm-hmm.
Then again,
well, let me ask you this. When
I'm
you
not
see a
booking
guy
it.
come in like this with his size and his, I mean, can you see him going after Andrew's title?
See, that's what I think they're heading towards.
Okay.
And I'm fine with that. You got, baby steps. Take baby steps.
Right, exactly.
Have him hold the TV title. Have him hold that TV title for a good long time or whatever. I'm fine with that. Andrews has held that belt for almost a year now, so
Right,
I'm
build him
fine
up
with
with the title.
They kind of hinted at that. I think I even mentioned that on an after show one night, that I think they're priming up Snooty Fox to take that title off Andrews.
Yes, you did mention that, yeah.
So I don't have a problem with that. I think Showtime needs to be the ones to take the titles off the Dawsons, though.
Mm.
Who knows?
We'll see.
It's so hard to sit here in an armchair book this, especially with CWF, because, just when you think they're going to zig, they zag.
They zag.
Hoo-ah! The old Al Pacino bit. So, it's just when you think he's going to zig, hoo-ah, he zags. But, hell no, who knows what's running through Stutzy's mind,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this morning he was talking about devouring biscuits from Hardee's, and everybody was ragging on him because he betrayed Biscuitville. And John Filipavage, who's listening, he got treated to Biscuitville down here, one time when he came down for Battlecade. So, Biscuitville trumps Hardee's any day of the week. You got to get down here, Edwards. Go to Biscuitville with us in the Waffle House. But anyway,
you're telling me all this stuff. I never even heard of it. It's like a different world down there.
It is a different world down here.
We got fried Kool-Aid and fucking Kool-Aid pickles and Hardee's, Pizza Inn, not Hardee's.
Pizza
Biscuitville.
Inn. Pizza Inn is the best, man. Pizza Inn is good. Biscuitville is real good, but have you ever eaten grits before?
Yeah, but I don't think we make them right up here. I don't think we make them the right way.
Yankees up there put milk and sugar in your goddamn
Yeah,
grits.
see, that's what. Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
breakfast cereal, man. Put salt and butter in them.
Ugh.
Cookout, yeah, Grant Sawyer, yes, Cookout. Y'all have not experienced anything until you've experienced Cookout. Let me tell you about Cookout. We ate at Cookout twice on our vacation.
Mm.
You go to Cookout and they got the Cookout tray.
Okay.
And for $5, you get, they have like several different things, but I usually get a nice Carolina-style barbecue sandwich. You get a corn dog and French fries and a big-ass jug of thing of sweet tea for only $5. It's beautiful.
Wow.
It's totally food that I should not be eating. But man, is it good. And they're open late, so if you're drunk on a Saturday night, forget the Waffle House anymore, man. Get you some Cookout.
Cookout. I like it. I like the sound of it.
It's like you Yankees up there putting sugar in your cornbread. That's not of God, man.
Oh, yeah. That's a must.
Sugar in cornbread is cake.
Basically, yeah. Cake with no icing.
There's a comedian once that said, when you bite into cornbread, it's supposed to suck up 98% of the moisture out of your body. So, Grant Sawyer goes, Cheerwine milkshake. I've never had a Cheerwine milkshake.
What is that?
Cheerwine is, dude, I'll be honest with you. We did not have Cheerwine in my part of Virginia. I never even tried Cheerwine until I went into a Wilco truck stop because they have it in all their truck stops. And Cheerwine is hard to describe, man. There's no way to describe it. It's red, kind of like a cream soda mixed with Dr. Pepper kind of thing going on. And I'll tell you what they've done here. Cheerwine actually made a version of cream soda. I don't know how they did it, but it's Cheerwine with Krispy Kreme flavoring in this shit.
Oh my God.
It's freaking like diabetes in a bottle, man. I swear.
That sounds unbelievable.
It's like it's like Krispy Kreme fucking soda with Cheerwine. Come on, dude. Anyway, we're gonna get out of here.
I'm going to eat. That's where I'm going.
I had nachos for supper, so I'm gonna go. I'm tired as hell. When I start talking about food and fantasizing about food, Joe's tired. I'll be honest with you, man. I with this new job, and I know we're still on the air. Thank you guys for still listening.
I don't know why you're listening.
I don't know why you're listening at this point. We're talking about fucking fried Kool-Aid and shit. And sugar and grits. But anyway. I work for Hilton Hotels, taking reservations now. And when you think Hilton, you think class.
Sure.
Luxury.
Yeah, I think of a place where you wouldn't be working, White.
Fuck you, Edwards. Anyway, I love these people who call up and expect to get a room, even at an AARP or AAA rate, for $35 at a Hilton.
Mm-hmm.
I told my boss today, because I'm in training, and she's like, so what are the common things you're getting from callers? Because we're going to talk, she's like, we're going to talk about ways to combat that. And I'm like, what about these guys who think that they're staying at the Roach Motel for $35 a night? You call up wanting to book a hotel in downtown Chicago, and when you find out the room is $189 a night plus tax, ooh, that's too expensive. Where else in downtown Chicago are you going to stay for anything less than $150 is my thing.
You know what? I blame those websites, those
Priceline and shit.
Pricelines and shit. Yeah, because now people think they can get a Hilton room for, $20.
And see how that works is they buy rooms from Hilton and then book them out at whatever rate that they want. The problem with those websites is you got to pay for the room up front. And you got to adhere to their cancellation policies. Mm-hmm. So once you book that room through Priceline, you're at the behest of Priceline and their policies. With most Hilton hotels, and even hotels in general, not just Hilton, when you book direct, they only use the credit card to hold the room, and then you can pay however you want, usually once you get there, depending on the hotel.
Right.
So, but still, I don't get how people are wanting a downtown Chicago, magnificent mile hotel for $35. And I even told my boss, it's like, I'm tempted to tell these people, go find the hobo under the underpass and ask him to rent his Kenmore box for $35 a night if you want something that cheap. Because you're not getting it in downtown Chicago or Staten Island, New York. Come on. You live up in the Northeast. Hotels are expensive up there.
Yeah, they are.
So.
Yepper.
Anyway. AC replied to the tweet. He goes, told you they love me down there.
He would say that.
Oh, man. On that note, we're getting out of here, folks. Oh, man. I love this network.
It's great. It's fun.
Anyway, folks, for Jeff Edwards. Hell, I'll even say for Grant Sawyer at this point. He's here with us every show. I love it. I'm Joe White, and we'll see you at the Sportatorium.